You know, they say you don't know what you have until it's gone. On a completely unrelated note, shout out to my self-esteem! It's gonna be one of those nights. Greetings and felicitations, assorted children of the internet. I'm the Logician, and we're playing more Tulip tonight. You may notice that I am down a co-host for this evening. That's because Gaucher, unfortunately, was unavailable to join me for this stream. So, I'll be playing without any guidance tonight, which, if you've been following any of the Tulip streams up until this point, you can probably hazard a guess as to where this is going. But, for the uninitiated, Tulip is an old PS2 game that was far more prolific in Japan than it was here. Well, I say prolific, let me just say it is distinctly Japanese. If you know, you know. If you don't, just imagine, if you will, Sesame Street mixed with Twin Peaks set in Showa-era Japan. That's kind of what you can expect from this. Now, I've gotten a fair bit into the game, but that is almost entirely due to the guidance and ongoing support of my partner, Gaucher, for whom this is very much a nostalgic childhood game. It's the entire reason I decided to start playing this game in the first place for every other Friday. But since they cannot make it this evening, I figured I should still give it the old college try in their honor. Though, hypocrite that I am, I barely know the definition of the word anymore. So, there's going to be a lot of hiccups, there's going to be a lot of confusion. Thankfully, I had the foresight to pull up a walkthrough before this stream, so if worst comes to absolute worst, which, knowing my luck, it probably will, we will at least have that cushioning to fall upon in this circus of mishaps and misunderstandings and quite possibly mistranslations. But in any event, I have been delaying the inevitable for far too long now, so let us simply commence fucking forth. Oh boy. Every fucking time with this goddamned tree, I am distinctly uncomfortable. Calm down, Scatman. Alright, so, if memory serves, the last thing we really accomplished in this game was courting the veteran sniper in the cornfield, or whatever the fuck it's called. So, with that in mind, we should be in a position now to cozy up to his former target, and thus gain access to the bathroom there, which, if you are not in the know, bathrooms are essentially how you save in this game. And with every new map, you will have to find a means of essentially cleaning up the bathroom. Otherwise, it is considered not suitable for, well, use, I suppose. There's a company-owned town where we had to just sort of brazenly insist on using the bathroom there. And, trying to think, oh yeah, there was one we had to kiss someone to clean it up at the, I believe it is called the Earthly Desires Temple. Worldly Desires Temple. Which, speaking of, oh, just completely ignore that. Every fucking time with that emote, Magna. But, Earthly Desires Temple. Okay, well, listen. Magna, I don't think you need to be bragging about earthly desires. You've got not one, not two, but multiple spider maids at your beck and call. All right, twist the knife a little more. Not all of us can be so lucky. For the uninitiated, Magna is a good friend of mine and a phenomenally talented artist. With an ongoing, I guess not really series so much as theme of spider maids with a lot of their art. In fact, let me just, while I have the opportunity, go follow Magna if you aren't already. Like I said, amazingly talented artist. It's all fun and games until I have to pay their salaries. Yeah, no kidding. The other day, they actually made a bit of a CG animation that they released to Blue Sky. It's sort of a slice of life scenario between two of the titular spider maids, and I don't know, I'm just waiting for the fucking glitch pilot at this point. That's all I have to say about it. Alright, there. Ah, right. Yeah, I have to wait for the right train. I mean, again, credit where credit is due, Magna. Every time I have seen you either do art or make a new VTuber model, I'm just sort of dumbstruck at the wizardry at play here, because it goes completely the fuck over my head. Like, I am exceptionally fortunate to be in the company of and get to call friends to so many incredibly talented people, whether it is Magna or my partner or my roommate or my other friends. Like, they are all incredible to one extent or another, whether it is in the field of art or music or voice work. I don't know how the fuck it happened, but here we are. Like, for example, like, all of my PNG Tuber sprites, those are created by my my roommate M. Lorelei. And the music for my my streams, for the intros and like the just chatting stream, those are done by a number of amazing people, including but not limited to Unirob, Comidrian, Cochet. Actually, I think that pretty much sums it up with the music, the original music anyway. And of course, I've got, select emotes and, animations and stuff. And it's honestly just the biggest fucking gut wrench in the world whenever I see people make fan art, like, of my streams and what happens in them, Magnet included. Well, I mean, listen, a broken clock is right twice a day, Magna. That's all I'll say about whatever supposed talent I have. But yes, no, it is like purely due to their kindness and patience that I am where I am today. And I could not be more grateful. Did not think think the stream would start off so fucking wholesome. Sickeningly so, I might add. Alright, so now I believe we have to go and get a new ticket from here. Is it Funnybone City? No, I've already been to Funnybone. God, where was it? God damn it, keep... Was there... Could have sworn that the ticket to go to the Scarecrow place was here. Maybe I'm misremembering. I probably wasted some money, didn't I? Ah, boy. Yeah, no, this is to go to the fucking company town. God damn it. Alright. Oh. I need to really stop pressing buttons. He said while playing the videos game. Alright. Now let's see, I got the wooden gong at this map, so I'm, to my understanding, mostly done with this area. I think the main thing I need to do is get to the cornfield place. Whatever it's fucking called. I know I've talked about this before on stream, but it's always so interesting when I hear the soundtrack to this game, because, like, I spent so many years hearing this music in, like, other completely unrelated places, whether it was, like, stream highlights or, you know, just general gaming videos and things like that, and I had no idea what it was from at the time, and so I was just like, oh, this is an interesting soundtrack, and so to play this for the first time, because this is, you know, full transparency, my very first time playing this game, to play this now and hear and see the actual context of all this music, it's pretty interesting for me. God damn it. Totally legal copy of the game, by the way. Again, I don't know what it is about this dude's voice that bothers me so much, like, compared to the other characters. I think it's just, like, it's somehow, like, whispery, but also raspy and creaky at the same time. It's like the world's, like, most uncomfortable ASMR. However, I do say this as someone who's not an ASMR person, so keep that in mind. I have a heavy bias against it. Well, not even against it necessarily, it's just, like, not my particular cup of tea. I should rephrase that. I'm not saying that it is inherently a bad thing or that people shouldn't enjoy it. It's one of those things I've never seen or felt the benefits of. Scarecrow Field. That's what it fucking was. God damn it, Scarecrow Field. And I'm going to hazard a guess that I missed my chance. Wasted the whole damn day. Oh, just managed to sneak in. Not gonna lie, I was very tempted to just reset the save, or at least reset from the last save. Oh god, that's right. I started implementing totally legal and built into the console save exploits. My dad works at Sony. I don't fucking know. Again, very much broken record territory, so I do apologize in advance, but, like, it was always interesting for me growing up seeing how many kids were, like, either a dedicated Nintendo household or a Sony household or a Microsoft household, because, like, for me, like, I was in a very fortunate position to be able to own multiple consoles growing up. I mean, it was predominantly Nintendo, and I think it was just mainly because most of the games I wanted to play were on Nintendo systems, and by most of the games I mean the Pokemon machine. But, because I do distinctly remember, like, growing up I had an N64, a PS1, GameCube, PS2, a Wii, an Xbox 360, and that was it for the longest time for, like, actual consoles. But I had pretty much, like, most of the Nintendo handhelds. I had 2 Game Boy Colors, a lime green one, and, of course, you know, for a 90s kid, you have to have the atomic purple one. I don't make the rules. It's a prerequisite. Then, of course, you had the Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Advance SP, which was the clamshelling one, the original DS. I got myself a 3DS and then traded that in for a 3DS XL. Then eventually I got a Switch late into the life cycle of the Switch. And again, all of that was almost entirely just to play Pokemon games. Like, it is mainly just nostalgia, I feel, at this point. But Pokemon is, like, the game franchise I followed the most and, you know, to the greatest extent of loyalty. Because, like, I was there at ground zero, man. Like, I distinctly recall, like, one of my earliest and most vivid memories of gaming as a child was 1998, 8-year-old Babby Logician standing in the middle of the Sacramento airport with his lime green Game Boy Color and his personal copy of Pokemon Red. I also had blue, because, you know, I wanted to trade with myself, and that's why I also had, like, the Atomic Purple Game Boy Color, was so I could trade. But I was there when it all started, and I essentially made Pokemon my entire personality for the longest time. And, like, you know, I played, you know, a handful of Mario games and stuff, but, like... Actually, no, it wasn't even that I played Mario games so much as, like, I played Mario-adjacent games, and you know what I mean when I say that. Like, you have Mario Kart, Smash Bros. I never really owned any Mario Party games, but I would occasionally play them at a McDonald's or, like, at a friend's house or something. But yeah, most of the games libraries, most of the games in my library that I had as a kid that were not Pokemon related were usually gifted to me. Because I was one of those kids where, like, it was very hard to buy gifts for me. Outside of, like, a few specific requests. Okay, let me rephrase that. Outside of specific requests for, like, toys or video games, I didn't really express wanting much of anything, so I ended up having a bunch of games where I just had, like, maybe a passing interest in, at best. Hey, buddy. I should. Don't mind me. Yeah, just ignore that in the corner. But yeah, I would just get, like, random things like, I don't know, Dungeon Siege 3 or Final Fantasy 13 or just games where, like, I would play through them, you know, start to finish, but it was also, like, it was more out of, like, a sense of obligation with some of them. Again, I'm really showing my fucking privilege right now, and I do need to apologize for that. Because I realize that it is very much coming across as, yes, Matthew and I, we would occasionally take a weekend trip to a little soiree in Xbox 360ville. You know, just passing interest, of course, you know. Can't put all your eggs in one basket. Like, just fucking, No, it is really not until you move out and, like, start to experience adulthood truly that you realize I was spoiled as fuck. Now, where the fuck is that pissant? I think he's underground here. Or he should be, anyway. I keep forgetting that sounds like a goddamn siren every time. Yep. That is, in fact, him. I mean, have I got news for you, buddy? Think you can hold it until 11 a.m. Okay, so we still got time. Alright. Now, I don't know all of what this will entail, but I'm going to hazard a guess that I will have to demonstrate to this gentleman that he is no longer in the crosshairs of the self-proclaimed world's best sniper. Like, you see what I mean when I say this sort of like Sesame Street? Everyone looks so exceedingly Muppety. Like, Farfel the dog would feel right the fuck at home here. That thing is a fucking sleep paralysis demon into half, I swear. I love this Muppet-looking fella. You would, Magna. You should be more Muppet-like. Well, you know. I already have no self-respect, as I mentioned earlier, so I'm halfway there, I suppose. So really, am I a man, or am I a Muppet? Alright, so. Alright. I think I just need to... There we go. Okay. So now, I believe that should be our ticket. Yeah, that's him cleaning up the toilet. There we go. Okay. Well, he kind of... Trick question, chat. We know why he kind of... Some guy spawns from the underground, sniffs you, and kisses it like... I mean, it seems fairly straightforward to me, Magna. I'm not sure what you're missing in this equation. You're French. This type of thing should be the norm. Okay, thank fuck. Do it, you won't. You know what? I dare you, Magna. I fucking dare you. My friend Target has cleaned the dirty restroom for me. Alright, data has been saved. God damn it.
Such a crick in the neck.
Alright, well, if you insist. Alright. Alright. Ugh. I heard it all, yeah. That was the intention, Magna. It's the moment you turn 30, it's all over. I'm 35, give or take. Bonitis, exactly. Alright. God damn it. Don't remember that happening last time. Alright, so now... we have a consistent save point. Knees sound every time I kneel a little bit. Bothers me. Yeah, no, it's... I mean, it started bothering me less, you know, once I learned the science of like what is actually happening with that sound. Thank fuck for structural kinesiology. I took that course in grad school, and it gave me a brand new appreciation for all those different systems. I mean, it helped that I also got a really good, like, instructor for that course. Like, dude was a fucking badass. He was, like, he was funny, he was passionate, like, multiple lectures, he would actually get the fuck on top of his desk to address the rest of the class. He was a former aerial firefighter, so he knew a thing or two about, like, bodily stress. And he's done such a good job that I believe he's like earned essentially tenure and like instructor of the year multiple years at the university I went to. So it just goes to show all it really takes to like make or break your interest in an academic field is the instructor or professor or what have you. Also, hello Baltimore. We are playing some more Tulip tonight. Crochet unfortunately could not make it, so I'm flying solo this evening. Overtime this week, joy of joys. I mean, speaking of stress. Yeah, that motherfucking guy. I unfortunately have not kept track of how many times I've passed him. Supposedly I need to do it 50 times before it gets into the sweet zone of kissability, I guess. Alright, come on. I should be able to pass through here. Ah, boy. Alright. I am going to do a quick... Don't mind me. This fucking lady. All things considered, it's one of the least strange things I've encountered in this game. Yep. There you go. Alright, just, don't mind me. Oh, look at that. It must have been a glitch in the totally legitimate... I mean, this disc must be scratched. I don't know. Weird. Alright, so... I think I need to get... I don't know, maybe a third alien dictionary. You know, I'm not sure what I expected. Ah, damn. Fucking... look at that. I'm gonna have to probably make a customer service call to Sony after this fucked up game. It was a damn good thing that I do not advertise myself as being a gamer when it comes to streams. Oh my god. I mean, here's the thing, like, most of my early YouTube videos, like, around the era of, like, 2007, they were revolved around, like, randomness and media critique. And so, like, it's refreshing to be able to be on a platform where I can, like, delve into some of that without having to have a fully scripted video, I suppose. Like, I do still enjoy having, like, semi-scripted streams every now and then. Like, something I used to do more of in the earlier days of my streams, which I want to get back to at some point, is the lecture streams, where I would prepare PowerPoint presentations and give a lecture on a topic that I am passionate about. Because I feel like streaming is, let's see here. Lavender. I already have lavender. Oh, one moment. Pardon me. But, yeah, no, I feel like there's a lot of potential for, streaming and streamers to be a valid source of, like, education and, just... Well, yeah, I guess education. I think, for example, of a specific VTuber. Her name escapes me for the moment, so I do apologize. I'm sure it'll come back to me. But she has a master's in botany, and she uses her platform to not only play games and, do reactions and stuff, but she will also do weekly deep dives into shitty published scientific papers and point out, like, the faults in the scientific design or just the very premises, like, just a bunch of different critiques of, like, what does and does not make a good academic paper. And I feel like that is super fucking important. Pomato Master, that's what her name is. Pomato Master on Twitch. Again, like, very funny, very informative. In fact, once again, while I have the opportunity... There she is, yeah. So if you're not already following her, I do recommend giving her channel a look. She also has a YouTube channel of the same name. Again, using her platform as a means of educating people on a number of different things. It's very rarely botany, despite that being, like, what she got her master's in. A lot of it has to do with, like... astronomy, space, things like that. She is, like, an avid Trekkie. She recently did reaction streams to the launching and the landing of the Artemis 2 crew. And I think it is very, very, very important to have people who not only retain that degree of passion for the sciences, but also to use their influence, what influence they may have, to get other people enthused with the sciences. I mean... Oh, yeah, the invisible guy. You know what? Oh, well, look at that. Well, I mean, again. Damn. Who says PS2 has the best games? Turn on your location, I just want to talk. But, yeah, no, I feel like, especially in this age where I feel a lot of us are getting increasingly, I don't know, jaded with the state of the sciences. Because, like, it's easy to look at the likes of SpaceX and think, well, space travel isn't cool anymore, it's all commercialized and bullshit. But... then you will find people who are just like, no, wait, space is still cool. Like, you just can't let assholes ruin the subject for you. Which, again, is very much true. Plastic bucket. Why not? Huh. Okay. Let's get rid of the lavender. Alright, so let me just, see, don't mind me. But it's important to maintain a certain degree of whimsy when it comes to the things that, you hold very near and dear to you. Fresh mint. Wilting flower. Probably do without the wilting flower. But, yeah, no, my point is, like, all of this to say, I want to try and get back into giving educational lectures again, but also in a way that makes them fun. Like, my original idea behind doing the lecture streams was to have a brief PowerPoint where I talk about something that I'm very passionate about, but relating it to something that more people might find interesting, like memes or a specific type of game or something like that. And I want to try and do that again, at least once a month. I am thinking of doing that possibly this coming Wednesday. I will have to look into like a couple options for what I would want to theme that around, but again, at least once a month I want to try and do that. Because again, Wednesday streams are sort of my whatever the fuck I please days for streaming. Because like Tuesdays I have the Time Capsule Tuesday reaction streams, which I've been largely dedicating to Samurai Cyber Squad. Friday, I do the fan favorite games, games that have like a sort of cult following or are just generally favored by a lot of people. And I've done like various like well-known series or titles with the Friday streams. Like, I did the Halo streams for a while. Been doing the Blackwell games because, Lorelai's been hyping them up for years, and Julep because it's a childhood favorite of my partner. And so, Saturdays, I've been sort of sticking to the theme of Sim Saturday. Actually, I forget what it was before, but I'm pretty sure that was actually Koshay's idea to start making them simulator themed streams. I forget what they were before. But, I feel like that's one of those things where I sort of push myself to do it. Because simulator games and I don't have the best relationship. Because when I hear simulator games, obviously you have, like, The Sims, and Animal Crossing. And, again, I don't have the best history with those games. Because my introduction to Animal Crossing was the original GameCube one. And people just kind of treat you like shit in that game. God, I am so fucking lost. Yeah, no, I might just consult the walkthrough at this point because I am just going nowhere fast. Not even fast, just going nowhere at a glacial pace. Alright, let's see here. Let's see. Speaking of look through. Huh. Okay. Well, as one would expect from a distinctly Japanese game, the solution is neither straightforward nor intuitive. Ah, boy. What was I saying? Oh yeah, simulator games. My main introduction to playing sim games was Animal Crossing. And once again, the original Animal Crossing on GameCube is... It sticks out, apparently, compared to other Animal Crossing games. I've never played I've never played any of them outside of the GameCube one. But apparently, like, people are especially shitty to you in the first one. And I think that just sort of hurt my prospects for ever wanting to play any of the other ones. Because, like, it was very much a case of, like... Because, again, my main interest in games as a kid was with Pokemon. And so I would play those games more often than any other game. And so, like, there would be maybe multiple days where I'd not be playing Animal Crossing. And when I would come back, there'd be roaches everywhere. And people being like, where the fuck were you? I fucking hate you. Go fucking throw yourself off or in front of the train. Just, like, the most abhorrent shit I'd ever heard from cute, fuzzy, polygonal animals. I mean, not to mention, like, just the art style with some characters like Rossetti were just unpleasant and unnerving to look at. So just Animal Crossing put a bad taste in my mouth when it comes to, like, simulator games. And I think that paired with the fact that all you really do in those games is, like, fetch quests and digging and gardening and chores and stuff. And for me, as a kid, that never made any sense, because the way my brain sort of processed it, and to an extent this is still a reflection of how I feel about it now, why would I play a video game dedicated to doing shit I'm trying to avoid by playing video games? I don't want to do chores. I don't want to go outside. I don't want to engage in excessive physical activity. I want to, like, do fantastical, like, mind-blowing things that I could never do in real life. Not menial, manual labor and, like, going into debt. The little creatures, the living... No, they would. No, the fuck they wouldn't. The little creatures in the game treated me like dog shit. It was always, where the fuck have you been, you asshole? Or it's like, where's your fucking debt? Where's the money you owe me? Or like, ew, you got cockroaches everywhere. Stinky, icky, pooey. Kill yourself. That was my experience with Animal Crossing. I don't know what the fuck everyone else has been, like, getting up to. But again, like, my experience with Animal Crossing was exclusively the GameCube one. And supposedly they got a lot nicer after the GameCube one. But by that point, I was just, like, put off of the idea of giving it another chance. It just rubbed me the wrong way. But yeah, and, like, I never really saw the appeal of The Sims for the same reason. I did enjoy Spore. But the irony being that everyone else apparently hated Spore. And I think it comes down to, like, Spore wasn't what people were expecting it to be. At least not past, like, the creature stage. Because, like, I love creature design. And I love making funny little guys in videos game. And so Spore was right up my alley. And playing it as a child, I never ran into, or at least I don't remember running into any of the crashing or other issues that apparently everyone else was running into. Like, my experience was purely joyous playing through Spore when I was younger. Spore was cool until it turned into a bad Age of Empires and bad cities. I don't know, I kind of enjoyed designing, like, the buildings and stuff. Like, for me, like, just, like, conquering or befriending stuff was just sort of, like, the in-between stage. It was, like, actually making shit that I was, like, really a fan of. And, like, the space stages got a little tedious and annoying at times. But, then they introduced the Spore Galactic Adventures add-on. And that very much got me even more interested to play through more of it. So, I enjoyed the shit out of Spore. The Sims, not so much. Like, the extent of my experience with The Sims has been watching Joel from Vinesauce make cursed abominations and sitcoms with it. But, yeah, no, for the longest time, like, because of experiences like that, just the idea of playing simulator games just did not appeal to me in the least. But I decided, you know what, if I'm going to be streaming, like, as often as I am, I should try and challenge myself with certain games. And for a good chunk of that, like the Fan Fave Fridays, the challenge was completing a game series which I never completed as a child, and that was the Spyro games. And for the Sim games, I decided that should be dedicated to Saturdays. Or I say I decided, but that was, again, Koshei's idea. Oh shit. This motherfucker. Forget if there is a specific moment I need to. I think he's probably just going to go back under. I think I missed my window for this guy. Yeah, there he goes. Okay. Now, what the fuck was I saying? Where am I? Who shit my pants? Alright. But, okay, yeah, sim games. I didn't really like the concept of playing sim games still, but I liked the idea of pushing myself to try and get a better appreciation for games I might not have liked or played otherwise. This is a nice little nook here. Jesus crows, calm down. Now let me just... So yeah, I started doing the Sim Saturday streams, and to my surprise, I have found that games I did not expect to enjoy have become new favorites. The big surprise for me was Tomodachi Life, because I don't know, for me it was very much the epitome of like that meme where like some uncreative asshole types into an AI bot and says like, say ass, and the computer says ass, and he goes, oh my god. That's effectively what Tomodachi Life is. It's just like people making their blorbos say or do ridiculous things and then acting surprised when it happens. But for whatever reason, apparently I have found the appeal. What do you mean my Tomodachi Life memes are not live? I mean, the walkthrough says I should. So I've been told. I mean, mine is RESPECT, but again, let's let's hold our respective breaths. I don't think either of us are gonna get what we want. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's the brain cell. Do you now? It's my people. I finally picked... Oh, is this your fucking Gonzo movie scenario, Magna? Alright. Save here. This game can also be described as blurbos say funny... Well, true, but, like... The blurbos are preset to say specific things. In, like, Tomodachi Life, it's like... I want to make my blurbo say ass, and then the blurbo says ass, and people go, oh my god, I can't believe he said ass! And it's like, this is what all the cool kids are playing right now, huh? Free will is... Alright, Mr. Limited of Materialism. Let's calm down. But yeah, no, that's largely how I saw Tamagotchi Life. Like, with everyone playing it. I mean, the thing is, I am also very... I have strong negative feelings about games that come out and are suddenly played by every fucking major streamer under the sun. Like, you have your fucking Repos and your, like, Among Us's and your Lethal Companies and all those things. They're what I like to call Monster of the Month games, or Monster of the Week games. And what I mean by that is, like, they feel like very disposable games. Like, games that purely exist to be played for a solid couple of months by all the big content creators and then cast aside and forgotten by everyone when the new big fucking Monster of the Week game comes out. And I very much felt that way about Tamagotchi Life before I actually picked it up. And by picked it up, I mean acquired by totally legal and purely financial means. So, well, I mean, I feel like there's a difference between, like, games you want to make because you're passionate about a story or mechanic, and games you want to make simply because you know the big YouTubers will play it and it'll get you highlighted and 5 seconds of fame. And the last Fire Emblem, I mean, Magna, don't be absurd. You know that no one actually plays Fire Emblem. They simply play it for clout. You know, to say that they they know someone from Smash Brothers. But yeah, no, I feel like, again, there's a very specific brand of game that leans into that. Like, again, Among Us and Fall Guys and Repo and Peak and Lethal Company and all those games. They exist purely to be, like, digested en masse and then spat out in favor of something that's effectively exactly the same but with a fresh coat of paint. Oh my god. But yeah, no, it's... I don't know, that's just my jaded opinion on it. And again, for a while I felt like Tamagotchi Life, Living the Dream, was very much in that same... in that same genre of game, I suppose. But having picked it up and started messing around in it, yeah, I mean, I do agree, Magna. I just wish I knew how without any of my mods here. Professional streamer, I promise. And again, like, I know I still effectively feel... okay, thank you, Magna. There we go. Didn't pause the game. I mean, honestly, what's the point? Alright. This motherfucker... Excuse you. How the fuck did you get through if this motherfucker wasn't... Ah, whatever. Japan. Japan be what Nintendo can do. I don't know. Gotta wait for the next train, I think. Where the fuck was I? again, got completely fucking off track. I swear I did not mean for that pun, goddammit. I blame Lorelei. Oh yeah, yeah, again, Tamagotchi Life, at the end of the day, it literally is just like, pretend to act surprised when the fucking finger puppets you put in to be rude start acting rude. And it is sort of like, I don't know, like, does it even count as a game at that point? But I suppose push comes to shove, there is still something cathartic about, like, relinquishing some sense of control with either characters or sensory homunculi depictions of friends and family. Putting it in the fucking fanfiction machine and seeing what happens. Man, that's... I'm not even sure if it would be Mad-Libbed the game so much as, like, crack ship the game. But, you know, I've managed to find the appeal in it, at least to one extent or another. And I will be playing it tomorrow. So, there's that. But, oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say, like, even more than that, the game that I ended up getting, like, legitimately addicted to the point of, like, staying up until, like, 8 in the morning playing it, is Voices of the Void. Which I partially, quote-unquote, blame Koshé for, but I've just been having a lot of fun with it. Like, now, for the uninitiated, Voices of the Void is essentially an alien signal research simulator game where you're stationed at a research institute in Eastern Europe. I want to say Sweden, and you essentially utilize a system of satellite dishes to scan the sky for alien signals. There he is. And surprising absolutely no one, I'm sure, you end up, before too terribly long, encountering a number of paranormal phenomena that more than likely point towards, I'm not saying it was aliens, but it was aliens, explanations. And it goes places. And it's a game that has way more fucking depth than it deserves to have. Like, it is essentially the brainchild of someone who decided to make an entire game dedicated to scaring the ever-living shit out of Joel from Vinesauce. Because, like, his one major phobia is alien abductions. And, so this person saw the game Signal Simulator and said, hold my beer. And, started building the game around that. And, there's so many different mechanics in this. You can go fishing, there's, like, a cooking mechanic, there's a crafting, there's, foraging, planting, farming, like, there's a 3D printer in there if you earn enough money, there's all sorts of things, and, the weirdest fucking thing of all, it's goddamn free. It is 100% free. There's a Patreon, like, attached to it, but, like, even without joining the Patreon, you can just download the fucking game and play it, like, without paying a cent, and it's getting constant updates, and the Patreon is just, like, if you want to pitch something in to help the developer out, and you can put in, like, custom content, like, what the fuck? Sorry, putting everything else on hold for a second. Because monkey. That was the fucking, like, bitchy monkey from Kubo and the Two Strings. Where the fuck did you go? What do you mean, bitch monkey? Hello? Oh. Hi. Oh, god damn it. Kombawa Olympic. Well, this is why I have the alien dictionaries. Was it voiced by Scarlett Johansson? I do believe so. The funny thing is, like, it's... Here's the thing, like, it's one of those movies where visually it's a great-looking movie, but unfortunately suffers from let's hire an entire cast of white people to play definitively Asian characters syndrome. But, yeah, no, that's not the association I have with that movie. My association with the movie is far more fucking simplistic and mimetic. If I can just find the specific image. Because there is a very specific screenshot that my friends and I took when watching the movie Once Upon a Time. Just need to find the right file for it. Here it is. This is literally all I really remember about the movie. Just this one image. The mind is an amazing thing. And very prone to shitposting. Isle of Dogs also had that problem. Yeah, you're not wrong. But yeah, no, this is essentially rather my brain's summary of that entire movie. Put into 2 words. Anyway. Alright, so now I need to look up this fucking alien dictionary. And it's because you were Are we really doing this, Alex? Kind of throwing stones in a glass house, aren't you? You have no room to talk about monkey thirsting, considering all the Grinch porn you keep sending me. Called the fuck out on twitch.tv/thelogicianvt. Alright, let's see here. Did I stutter, Magna? What I said was, and I quote, Grinch porn. Seasonal joke at best, uh-huh. Sure. Sure, Jan. Alright, let's see here. So alright, so Alien Dictionary. find the specific... Press A to delete the Grinch porn. You can't run from what's etched into the wrinkles of your mind. It's also called Animal Kingdom Let's Go Ape. Let's not and say we didn't. God damn it. Let's see. I do apologize for the lack of high-octane gaming going on right now. Just doing my best to sort of bypass this specific hurdle, as it were. Needs 4 items to create a signal device. I'll send a signal. Okay. Yep. Oh, God. Well, in lieu of an actual written solution, let me just, That's how it could have happened. Sure. Damn, Moon speak. Good Japanese and alien language. Because I am, in fact, alien to their lands. I believe the technical term is filthy gaijin. Though we just settle for the term colonizer. Alright, let's see here. So, that certainly was a thing that just happened. James, all the concepts. Yeah, it's a bit complicated, that. It's almost as if everyone wants to take over the world. Alright, so let me see here. Let me just set this to the side here. Alright. The phone needs to be times a signal. Ciphering that. Bring back the items at night. Great. Awesome. Love that explicit detail. I believe I may have missed my train. God, what the fuck was I even talking about before Monkey? I cannot for the life of me remember. I feel like this game's walkthrough really throws its hands up at one. No, honestly, yeah. Very much like, I don't know, figure it out. Forehead. don't know what it is about, like, calling someone forehead that's just sort of inherently stupidly hilarious to me. Because, like, I feel like it could go both ways, where it's like, either it's like, and clearly you do not have a high IQ gamer 5 head like me, or it could just be, like, thick-browed unga-bungaism. Either way, it works as an insult. And I do appreciate insults that can give you the old razzle-dazzle, wombo-combo, jab-jab. And work situationally as well as literally. I remember, like, ages ago when Lorelai and I were watching through, like, the old Digimon anime for nostalgia's sake. Like, we just completed my favorite season, which was Digimon Tamers, and so we were getting into hers, which was fucking... I don't even remember what's going on, but it was the one where, like, they fucking turned into the Digimon, which, I don't know, never appealed to me as much. And there's a scene where they're fighting this bad guy, and the two, like... Frontier, thank you. And they were fighting this bad guy that was, like, getting the better of them, and one's holding the other, is like, are you okay? And, like, he says to the other, forehead! And, like, he goes on to explain, like, his weakness is probably in his forehead, but in the moment, it just seemed like he was calling his friend an idiot, like, for not knowing how to defeat this Digimon, just like, forehead! It's, again, weird fucking unintentionally memey moments like that just sort of bring some semblance of joy to an otherwise jaded and soulless life. God, speaking of soulless, I need to keep an eye out for that fucking Freddy Fazbear-looking motherfucker. There he is. There his ass is. Like, if he's patrolling the streets, why doesn't he pick out that fucking Dr. Waluigi-looking motherfucker? Of course, that is me assuming that a Japanese game would dare to make sense. And I do want to address, like, yes, it is a bit of a stereotype that, like, modern Japanese media is this sort of inherently wacky and zany for the sake of being wacky and zany, and I don't think it's as cut and dry as that. But you gotta admit that sometimes it's just kind of... I don't know. I feel like it speaks for itself. I'm trying to put a description to it, like a definitive, objective classification to what makes it... I mean, that is ultimately what it is at the end of the day, Alex. It is just cultural context that I have no frame of reference for. And that does remind me, though, I think... I forget if it's, like, TikTok or some other shorts platform, but, like, those videos of the Chinese content creator who, like, does, like, a really thick American accent, and the Americanisms, like, end up contagious and infecting other members of, like, the cast in those videos. It's just... It is... I can only describe it as mimetically cinematic, if that makes any sense. Like, I might look up an example in a sec, but, you too, buddy! Alright, now what the fuck was I needing to get? Oh yeah, I needed to get a fucking computer, a frying pan, and a refrigerator. You get copy in American... Yeah, exactly. I mean, I feel like that's also sort of the inspiration behind why I've recently been, like, doing some Patreon exclusive streams where, like, I will take some of my non-American friends and introduce them to distinctly American pieces of media. Like, just the other day, I am, well, Crochet and I introduced Hunchuan Bats to the movie Rover Dangerfield, which was essentially Rodney Dangerfield's last-ditch attempt to remain relevant in the 90s. For the uninitiated, Rodney Dangerfield was the stage name of a stand-up comedian who was very much... Oh, God. I admittedly assumed you were back inside once the sun came up. Whoops. I feel like I was exceptionally lucky there. Just gonna... Yeah. Okay, once again, my shitty-ass memory. What the fuck was I talking about? Oh, yeah. No, basically, Rodney Dangerfield was a stand-up comedian who was very much the epitome of that, like, it reminds me of my ex-wife, style humor. Just that distinctly casual, misogynistic, like, I don't know. He's that as a person, or he was when he was still with us. And in a last-ditch attempt to try and remain relevant in 1991, he essentially produced a movie about his self-insert persona winding up on a farm. And we exposed the monkey to that the other day. And before that, I showed Gaelic Knox, one of my Kiwi friends. In fact, I think they're my only Kiwi friend. The Brave Little Toaster. And that was interesting. Especially once we got to the dump. Ah, my word. But yeah, no, it absolutely has been interesting to see people's reactions to peak Americana in animation. Because, like, as is the case with every culture, there is a lot that you end up taking for granted because you've just been exposed to it for the longest time. And so when someone points out, hey, this is kind of, why is this sort of... What the fuck? It can take some time for that to really sink in. Alright, computer. Do I... Oh yeah, I can get that. Oh, wait. Oh. There were more digits in that than I thought. Shit. Damn it. What? Why is it doing that? I don't know why that's become like a toggled thing. Ah. God, well, I think I may need to save up. God damn it. Actually, can I sell anything? Yeah, let's... Incense sticks. Magnifier. See, I'm in this weird position because with Koshei not being here, I feel like every major decision I make, there's going to be in the back of my mind a little whisper of, what the fuck are you doing? It was fixed. Can we not with the fixed references? For fuck's sake, like, it's just one of those things where seeing the thumbnail for the teaser was enough for me to realize I want nothing to do with this piece of media. Like, it feels like, I don't know, like, it feels very, ultimately, I suppose it's a good thing I can't remember his name. The fucking creator of Ren and Stimpy. It feels like something he would promote. Just based off a single image. And that is enough to turn me the fuck off from it. Or anything to do with it. Alright, let's see. Can see. Sony believed in that far more than a Popeye movie. God, yeah. No, I forgot. It still blows my mind that Tarkovsky was gonna do a fucking Popeye movie. Mr. Primal / Samurai Jack was gonna give us fucking Popeye. Let's see. How many of these do I have? We live in the worst timeline. We really fucking do. God damn, I am nowhere near where I need to be. I need fucking money stat. That's different garbage cans. Well. My cup's getting a little low, so y'all know what that means. I both love and hate that this is a new dynamic to my streams. Though I suppose this way we can get some of those fucking water sports viewer numbers. For those missing the joke here, I recently got a little water jug thing for a picnic that my partner and I took on the coast. And I've started just having it on my desk, so like when I'm thirsty, I can just, you know, get some water in a cup. Unfortunately, when I use it during stream, it sounds like something else. And that didn't really click to me until the other day when someone clipped a moment of me doing that. Goes down smooth. I suppose I deserved that. Just a little went down the wrong pipe. God. Streams are so fucking cursed. Why do you people watch me? That was weirdly timed, Magna. Literally the moment I pressed the fucking button to talk to the cat. Well, first and foremost, let me get somewhere fucking safe. Oh my god. Anyway, I just want to remind you, you fucking asked for this. Not me. You. My cup runneth over. Is someone feeling a little thirsty? Oh, you look all hot and bothered. I know just the trick to cool you off and leave you sopping wet. You know, there's one of those few moments where I'm sure Koshei's feeling a bit lucky not to be here. Okay, well. Back into the shithole we go. I could have sworn there was a specific time where this starts to open up a little bit. Yeah, right back at you. I don't know, I'm talking shit, but like, I've never had a problem with crows or ravens or corvids in general. Like, I've actually always been fairly chill with them, and they've been chill with me. It's like pigeons that have fucking... Pigeons and geese, specifically, that seem to have taken issue with me existing in their line of sight. I mean, I've told the infamous pigeon story multiple times on these streams by now, but it's just... I don't have an explanation for it. I don't know why pigeons and geese specifically... Pigeons are literally too dumb to know anything. You would think! You would think that the birds with negative brain cells would be fairly chill, but no. For whatever fucking reason, most of my memorable encounters with pigeons have ended with them fucking turning on the doom music and coming for me with a fucking bloodlust. Like, the first time was, of all places, on top of the Empire State Building. I was taking a day trip there. Hot of a boyfriend playthrough when I've given up. But I was on the Empire State Building because I was taking a day trip there with family on the 87th floor. That's where they have like the observation deck and everything. And I saw this pigeon just perched on the little fence they have there to keep people from like jumping off. And I just turned on my camera because I was taking my pictures and B-roll and just random shit. And I zoomed in and I said, "Oh, pigeon." More accurately, it's like pigeon. The moment I said pigeon, this bird craned its neck in my direction, spread its wings, swooped down, and full-on body slammed the top of my head, knocking me flat on my ass and causing a brief panic among all the tourists there. Because when someone starts to fall down at a famous landmark in New York City after 2001... you're gonna get a little bit of attention. Oh, look at her. Dodging his patterns. So, I had to explain, red in the face, that I'd just been bodied by a pigeon. Now, that would be bad enough. Fast forward a couple years later, when I'm visiting some former mutuals in fucking Seattle. Like, we were just walking around the marketplace, just shooting the shit, and I look ahead, and there's the briefest of moments where the crowd parts, and what do I see but a pigeon just standing in the middle of the street, looking me dead in the eye. I take one step back, the pigeon takes one step forward, and at this point I'm thinking, there's no fucking way. There's not a goddamn chance in hell. I take a second step back. Bird does not hesitate, spreads his wings, swoops forward, and I just narrowly avoid getting my head bashed in with a pigeon body again. So either this motherfucker followed me from New York, or he phoned up some of his friends on the West Coast. Listen, we gotta teach this guy a lesson he'll never forget. We gotta massacre this boy. Like, you call it a bit, Alex. That's just my fucking life. I'm not making this shit up. This actually happened. And then there were the 2 times where that happened with geese. There's one time I was playing on this beach, like off a little further up on the actual like gravelly part of the beach, and I had a little like plastic master ball I was playing with. And I threw it into the water, and I went to go get it, when all of a sudden I lock eyes with this goose that is just standing there. And again, I take a step back, a slow, cautious step back. The goose steps forward. I take another step back. Goose steps forward again. Third step back from me, goose spreads his wings, starts blaring that satanic honk out of his weird fucked up beak, and I turn around screaming for my parents. And then a couple years later, the exact same thing would happen to my sibling, on the same beach. In fact, I am not yet willing to admit that it was not the same goose. I mean, I will say this, Magna. Pigeons have been fucked by evolution because of, like, how human beings have sort of trained and bred and manipulated them to the point where they're just not really viable for survival outside of major metropolitan areas. It is one of those instances where I'm just sort of embarrassed of how much humanity has messed with the natural course of evolution. But then I remember shit like the Irish elk, and then I think, okay, well, maybe we're not so bad. They were domesticated, then left to go feral. Pretty much. Yeah. That's the long and short of it. Well, this has the potential to either go, mildly awkwardly or horrendously. The kind of one, though, they're mostly free and don't require much to thrive. Heck, there are not that many predators for them at all. I mean, you say that, but then think about all the other animals that live in major metropolitan areas. Cats, dogs, human beings with nothing to lose. Like, the life of a pigeon is not a glamorous one. And more often than not, probably not a long one, rather. I just realized how this looks on screen, and I did not realize how awkward that was. Honestly, she took that a lot better than I thought she would. Ow. Fuck you, Nadine, or whatever the hell your name is. Been better, been worse. God. I forgot that's what I called her. Drain pipe. Vacant lot at night. I'm sorry I just flinched for a moment because the Yakuza series has forever ruined the term empty lot for me. God damn it. But yeah, no, like again, human beings, they have fucked around and found out with a lot of aspects of, like, often cruel and unusual animal breeding. Like, it pisses me off whenever I see animals like pugs or, like, huh? Again with the concentration breaking monkey. Camarocho being perfectly ingrained in my... God, yeah. Yeah, no, you're kind of forced to learn the ins and outs of that map real fucking fast. I mean, lest you learn a valuable lesson from Mr. Shakedown. Anime is, in fact, real. Ah, God. Godzilla. Oh, God, the Godzilla Hotel. So, yeah, no, it's... I just think the sheer existence of the Godzilla Hotel is kind of hilarious. It's one of those weirdly meta, I guess, financial decisions made by Toho. Because, like, it's... Obviously, yeah, it's made for, like, people who know and love Godzilla movies. They go, like, we should go to the Godzilla... Let's go to the hotel with the Godzilla claw and the head in it. And then it's just become this sort of very self-aware, sort of, like, cultural thing now. To where it's, like, constantly getting referenced in Godzilla media. Like, every year there is this sort of, like, online celebration for Godzilla called Godzilla Fest. And oftentimes they will release a live-action Suitmation short featuring, like, old Godzilla suits and whatnot. And the most recent one from last year had, you know, the Godzilla 2000 suit stomping around a miniature town, and the Godzilla Hotel was there. And there was a brief moment of Godzilla in the short film just, like, walking in front of it and going, the fuck? Like, am I seeing this shit? I mean, I guess, yeah, it is technically, like, I would almost call it incestuous advertisement. Because, like, it's constantly advertising itself through other forms of media. The hotel has a themed suite where you can see... Yeah, I know there's a themed room where it's basically Godzilla versus King Ghidorah. And, like... recently I've been getting Koshei into, like, tokusatsu and especially Godzilla movies. And we were looking at that room and Koshei went, okay, but you know someone has fucked on the Ghidorah figure in there. Or has at least tried. And I'm like, oh, undoubtedly. I've since shown Koshei most of the Showa-era films and the first couple Heisei-era films. I also showed them Godzilla Final Wars because, I mean, it's obligatory. You shut the fuck up. Nope, I'm not listening to a fucking word you say. Nightmare. 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 The OG King Kong? Not yet. I have shown them the OG Godzilla and most of the Showa era, but I've yet to show them Godzilla Raids Again, King Kong vs. Godzilla, or Mothra vs. Godzilla. I did, however, show them most of the other Showa era films. I showed them the original Rodan and the original Mothra. I showed them Frankenstein Conquers the World, as well as War of the Gargantuas. I have yet to show them King Kong Escapes. That is an inevitability, because they distinctly hate Doctor Who, and that movie features a villain named Doctor Who. So, of course, I can't not show them King Kong versus Doctor Who. God, I am achieving nothing in this stream. It is just Yap fucking City. Do you know that King Kong was originally supposed to be Frankenstein? I am aware of that, yes. There's a whole ongoing fucking thing of, like, Frankenstein having DNA in so many of the Showa era films. Did you know, Alex, that in the German translations for a lot of the Showa era films, like, a good majority of the monsters that Godzilla has to fight were just straight up said to have been created by Dr. Frankenstein? I guess that was just a thing in the German translations for whatever reason. Like, apparently, like... And apparently, I think for whatever fucking reason, I think in the German translation for Godzilla vs. Megalon, Jet Jaguar was supposedly King Kong in a robot costume. Surprise Frankenstein making kaiju isn't more of a conference. Honestly, like, here's the thing. Guillermo del Toro has now made a kaiju movie and a Frankenstein movie. Who's to say he could not start developing his own cinematic universe based on those principles? I still need to see Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. Like, everything I have seen of, like, the advertising for it makes it look fucking amazing. I mean, surprise, surprise, Guillermo del Toro makes good fucking movies. The man who's, like, just as fucking steeped in tokusatsu culture as I am, if not more so. I still love the little, like, Japanese variety show clips of, like, him losing his shit upon seeing Alien Bolton and Pigmon just showing up during interviews. Guillermo del Toro is, like, made by human hands. I mean, God, yeah, no. Like, here's the thing. I feel like there is, like, a dark side and a light side to, like, well-known filmmakers shitting on AI. Like, Hayao Miyazaki is the dark side. Guillermo del Toro is the light side. Because, like, I feel like Hayao Miyazaki is, like, very... just as jaded and fucking cynical as I am, if not more so. Like, to the point where he keeps taking himself out of fucking retirement to make movies, even though it's clear that he doesn't want to. And then you have Guillermo del Toro, who's just, like, loves life and loves making movies. Miyazaki is anti-everything. Yeah, exactly, Magna. If Guillermo subtweeted me, I'd just explode. God, yeah. No. Like, Guillermo del Toro is very much like, he's a big kid, ultimately. He is one of those filmmakers who, from everything I can see, he never really quite lost his sense of whimsy. And he throws all of that into his films. Like, if you just look at fucking pictures of him visiting Toho Studios, and he's like a kid in a candy store. It's fucking... It brings a glimmer of joy to this old man's soul. Concave and practically non-existent as it is. And it's because of, like, people like Guillermo del Toro and other people who are inspired by just classic tokusatsu and other golden age monster movies that now it's never been a better time to be a fan of tokusatsu. Because, like, on the one hand, yes, it is a little sad that Suitmation is largely dead and gone from Toho Studios. For the most part, anyway, outside of those Godzilla Fest shorts. However, Suitmation is still kept alive by, Tsuburaya Productions with, Ultraman and everything. And, like, there's more and more people getting introduced to kaiju movies now through, like, the Monsterverse and, like, hints at a possible fourth Cloverfield movie and, all these different things. It's also interesting to just think about, like, how the sort of overall vibe of monsters is constantly changing, like, across different countries and cultures. Like, the weird fucking... This is going to be such a weird fucking poll. But to anyone who is familiar with Hitoshi Matsumoto, he is a stand-up comedian, half of the comedy duo known as Downtown, along with him and Masatoshi Hamada, rather. And on a couple of occasions, Matsumoto has dipped his toe into the world of filmmaking. And one of the films that he directed and starred in, because yes, he was one of those directors, was a movie called Big Man Japan. And it is essentially sort of a play on sort of Japan's view on, like, heroism and yokai and monsters, and how it has changed drastically over the years, especially in recent years. Because, like, the whole movie ends, mild spoilers, I guess, with one big Ultraman parody. And, like, throughout the film, like, Matsumoto's character is very vocal about, like, not liking American culture. And it sort of uses the Ultraman archetype as sort of an analog for, like, invasive, like colonizing culture and how it has affected our view of heroism and good and evil and all that stuff, which absolutely valid point, especially since it has only been recently that Koshie has been pointing out all the fucking Christian overtones in Ultraman that went completely over my fucking head over the years. So, yeah, no, it is interesting, like, and even if you look at American culture, just, like, when you say monster movie or horror movie, like, depending on what generation you ask, they'll have vastly different answers. Like, obviously, you'll have, like, the quote-unquote golden age of monsters with, like, Bela Lugosi's Dracula and, like, Lon Chaney Jr.'s Wolfman and, Frankenstein's monster, all that. And then you'll get, like, the era of people who think of, like, Gremlins or Critters or Tremors or, creature features like that. And then you'll get people, like, bringing up, like, for whatever fucking reason, like, Freddy or Jason, even though I'm not sure if they technically count as monsters, but they're unnatural. And then you sort of have like a bit of an analysis of that with movies like Cabin in the Woods, which is one big allegory for how horror has largely turned into murder porn to appease like these unspoken, unnamed masses of like horrendous like entities. And that gets further sort of commented on in movies like Funny Games. And so just like the term monster and the term hero like can have vastly different definitions depending on like what generation of people you were talking to and from what country they live in. Can't believe Subarai was a born-again Christian as a Catholic. Yeah, no, that's a weird piece of fucking trivia I learned only very recently. And because the thing is, like, it never clicked for me, the Ultraman stuff, because I was not raised religious. Like, you know, my father was, like, an atheist and my mother was agnostic, and so they just decided to let my sibling and I come to our own decisions when it came to faith. And I remember the first time I ever went to a church, or at least my first memory of ever going into a church, it was for, like, a wedding rehearsal, and Babby Logician walked into that church and saw his very first crucifix statue, like straight up one of those like detailed wood carvings of like Christ on the cross, blood, you know, nails, everything. And he looked at that thing, having never seen one before, and screamed at the top of his lungs, "Oh my God, what is that?" Because I had no frame of reference for it. All I saw was a wooden statue of a nearly naked dude nailed to two pieces of wood. So, yeah, like, topics of religion have always been sort of fascinating to me in the sense that I just did not grow up having those things taught to me. And so it all just, it's all Greek to me, essentially, just learning the ins and outs of these things. Like, I say all this not to try and act high and mighty or holier than thou, ironically enough, or say that, like, I am, like, somehow more intelligent or more wise for having not to... No, it's none of that. I'm just saying I don't know shit from fuck when it comes to religion. And so every time I learn something new about it, I'm just kind of fucking gobsmacked. It's like, I'm sorry, like, his daughters did what to him? Or, like, I'm sorry, he lost what and just shrugged and said the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away? The fuck are you talking about? That's a thing? Like, the extent of my knowledge of religious stories was, like, one fucking episode of VeggieTales. And that's about it. And it was the one tape that shared the story about the alien that got bigger when you lied. You can find all kinds of parallels in almost every culture. What part? Literally, the thing turned into a kaiju. It started off as like a tennis ball with like a face and antenna, and it kept growing every time a kid who found it told a lie. Ultraman, more than likely, I would say, Alex. The funny thing is that one of Koshei's first like exposures to like Ultraman as a concept was me introducing them to Pigmon, who is popular with girls. And it was the fucking screenshot of when he gets murked by Red King and the balloon floats away with the caption, "Pigmon, who is popular with girls, has died." I mean, we say Taro and Ace were kiddie-focused, But if you've seen the fucking finishers for Showa-era Ultraman, that shit got brutal. Fucking decapitation, like, lower jaws getting ripped off the fucking body. Like, shit got gory in Showa Ultraman with the monster finishers. Like, it's downright fucking horrendous. I always find it funny as well when you look at, like, the differences in standards for, like, media across countries. Because, like, in the United States, like, there's all sorts of fucking, like, gun violence and war propaganda and all that shit. And, like, there's a lot of sexualizing stuff. But, like, one nip slip and someone's going to fucking court. Meanwhile, in a lot of, like, European countries, there will be so much sexual fucking content, so many sexual innuendos. But show one person getting killed with a gun, it's all fucking over. And it is fucking hilarious to see just, like, those differences across different, like, types of cultures, and even across continents. Because, like, again, like, there's a whole fucking piece of, like, Japanese folklore about raccoons with ball sacks bigger than their heads. Like, that shit wouldn't pass in the US, but over there, it's just a thing. It is just an aspect of, you know, essentially a fairy tale. Like, to say nothing of, like, you know, again, like, the gore that you could get away with, especially for, like, Showa-era kids shows. The penis, like, yeah, no, there's so much of all, and not to mention the fucking penis festival in Japan. Which, again, I know everyone memes up and stuff, but, like, again, it is not a matter of me pointing and going how weird or how gross or how backwards. It's me pointing and looking and going, like, what differentiates us in this case? What is the defining factor that makes this okay for some parts of the world and not okay in others? And part of me wants to think it is some, you know, like Christianity, and other parts of me likes to think that it's just, like, the extent to which a culture has been isolationist across its own history. The difference is we are different, and that is pretty much the same. I hate that makes sense, Carl. I hate that kind of makes perfect sense. Also, I'm so fucking sorry. I'm getting nothing done. This has effectively become a fucking podcast. God, I genuinely don't know what to do because I don't have enough money. I can't buy the fucking... Oh, god damn you. Again, I got exceptionally lucky there, all things considered. Fucking... This fucking game. I'm not a relativist, but I do think that the great gray of life, there's a lot for... Yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, it's the whole fundamental issue with objective morality, saying something is either, you know, good or bad. Because, again, everything is different for everyone else to one extent or another. And again, it can be as complex as, like, the ethical, philosophical question of qualia, or even just as dead simple as, I like superheroes, I like Barbies. We can like both. There are bookends, the light and dark, but damn it, it's not a clear line. I mean, yeah, I agree to an extent. I need to look up a hard... Should not have ended that sentence there. I need to look up a definitive walkthrough of this game. A hard-hitting, factual, like, not loosey-goosey, open to interpretation walkthrough of this game. Because, again, my ass is getting nowhere fast. Let's see. Help me, GameFAQs. You're my only hope. Okay, so this is at least pointing me in a direction. Actually, let me... When was the last time I saved? Alright. Alright, let's see. Shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up. Okay. Alright, let me just make my way downtown walking fast. Alright. Japan is a very different place. Let's see. Yeah. Because so many factors, but they're still human, then they still gotta eat. Yeah, no, absolutely. I remember recently I was just looking back at, like, just remembering, like, YouTubers that I used to follow who ended up becoming, like, white supremacists or outing themselves as white supremacists, and then just through that, just finding, just remembering that terms like globalist exist in, like, a negative connotation. And that shit like that is the funniest thing in the world to me. Just like, oh, you care about literally any other place other than the United States? Cringe. Cringe, Learchamp. It's like, okay. If that's what you want to call it. They view I mean, I am aware of that. Like, again, Japan is absolutely far from perfect, and it's got its own issues with just about as many things as the United States does. You don't want a monoculture homogenized ethno-state? Damn cringe. Exactly. The hell am I thinking? I don't know why it's been doing that with that button. So you've been almost, but it's like, it is blurry, and again, it's not a simple matter, but it's also just sort of, my main point here is just, there's so many weird variables that affect, like, what is and isn't weird culturally, and that in and of itself is hilariously different even in between, like, generations. Like, I can look at media from, like, the Showa era versus the Reiwa era and think, yeah, no, this is distinctively, tonally different, but I can have no fucking way of knowing how those differences feel to a Japanese person. Because I didn't grow up with either of these cultures, you know, ingrained in my mind. They've always just been like some other thing elsewhere. And like, it's one of those things where like, it's easy for people to forget that that's a factor in othering other groups of people. It's like, they're not like us. They do da-da-da-da-da, or they don't do da-da-da-da-da. It's like, okay, was your entire culture secluded on a fucking series of islands for hundreds of fucking years? This fucking... I'm going after this monkey. Where the fuck are you off to? Up, off he fucks. And where's the fucking alien? There you are. Sure, buddy. So I believe I have agreed to help him. Let's see here. So let me consult. Walk through here. Big on guy. When you get the chance. Once you've agreed to help the alien, head back to Long Life Town. It's time for a collect-a-thon. In Long Life Town, you need to buy the computer and an alien dictionary from Cheap Pot. Okay. Now, the issue is I don't have nearly enough money for that. And I know I get money from kissing more people. So that might have to take priority for a bit. Alright. Let me see if, like, resetting my controller affects anything in that regard. No, it's still doing it. I don't know why it is doing that thing. Because that should be isolated to that button. Alright. Can you softlock this game without enough kisses? Essentially, you need to, like... Yes. Yeah. Kisses are essentially how you get money outside of selling shit. And so you need to get as many kisses as you can in order to progress the story. Now, I can buy some things, but ultimately, it is going to be a matter of, like... And I don't think you need to 100% kiss every single character in this game, just enough to get you through everything. There's RNG ways to make money, but it's RNG and not reliable, I think. Yeah, I know that absolutely tracks. Alright, while I'm waiting for the train, just... Then it's the dumbest shit. There we go. Oh boy, here I go pissing again. Like, I don't think I can get in trouble for simply using a fucking water jug. It is just hilarious and unfortunate that it sounds the way it does. I mean, I suppose it sort of coincides with the whole aesthetic I'm going for of, like, eccentric, old-souled millennial cooped up all by his lonesome in a fucking veritable bunker, hoarding up what resources he can. You're not a woman with a camera, Twitch don't care. You'd be surprised. You would absolutely be shocked, Alex. Ah, my word. Again, there's something for everybody. And for whatever fucking reason, Cochet likes me, so there's that. Ah, my word. Now, can I avoid the fucking... Oh, just barely avoiding him. Okay, good. Oh, God. I think it's fucking closed anyway. Well, I mean, I've got literally nowhere else to be right now, so... I think about my life at night always. And someday my life will. I'm fucking Yoda, apparently. Broken someday. Antiques will be. Our destiny it is. Understand soon you will. Someday soon. Go home. Getting too late it is. Can I not just go upstairs? Destiny. It was for Gold Raccoon to go missing. Never forget I will. March 15th last year. On a fine morning it happened. From the sky a crane came and flew away with my gold raccoon. Already I've given up. I don't care. But a clue I have. Logician, I let you have it. Here. You know? Hello, Cochet. Kissing old men all by yourself, handsome. Ah, were it so fucking easy. I've gotten all of one kiss this entire stream, and it was of the target. Outside of that, I've just been bumble fucking around a bunch of maps trying to figure out what to do. And even with a walkthrough, it's sort of, well, I'm sort of at a standstill, essentially, because I literally cannot afford to progress because I don't have enough money. But yes, essentially, from what I've been able to find of this walkthrough, I need to buy a few items to help out the alien in the Scarecrow field. But I am, as many people are so fond of pointing out, a poor boy, and thus cannot really afford all that much. Have you been selling garbage? I've been selling some stuff. And I was even saying earlier while I was selling stuff, I half heard your voice in the back of my mind going, what the fuck are you doing? Don't sell that! With certain things, but I have no way of knowing whether or not they're important. Also, I don't like the fact that there's a fucking Game Boy up there in this antique shop. It's almost as upsetting as the toy robot with blackface. so much. Everything happens so much, and yet nothing happens at all. If it isn't an alien dictionary or a film reel, it's probably safe to sell. Okay. Well, I'll have to wait until morning to get it. Because I need, like, a few grand in order to afford the computer. And then somehow I need to find myself a frying pan and, let's see. Computer, alien dictionary, and a frying pan. And, oh yeah, funny cola. I don't know what it is about the term funny cola. Like, it strikes me as, like, a kid's word for, like, an alcoholic beverage. It's like, Daddy gets pretty angry when he drinks too many funny sodas. Also, this fucking panda mat reminds me of those weird fucking panda cookie cracker things. Like, I'm sure you know the ones. It's just, I don't know what the brand is. These crazy expensive objects you can sell behind the weird head rock. Don't know how to get to it, though. Yeah, that's the thing. I remember Danny singing Daddy Sodas. Yeah, I wasn't gonna invoke it necessarily, but yes, I too recall Daddy Sodas. It's weird because when I hear the word like funny cola or daddy soda, the first thing that comes to mind for me is fucking Zima. For the uninitiated, Zima is, at least as far as I can remember, essentially sort of fairly flat alcoholic, you know, tonic water that was sold in clear glass bottles. And it was like a fairly tame, low alcohol content drink. And that was the first alcoholic drink I ever tried, and I just did not enjoy it. And I think that may have helped shape my distaste of alcohol in general. Like, and to my knowledge, it had been, like, discontinued long ago. But apparently it's still going in Japan, if I remember correctly. It's weird, because, like, it seems like it's always other countries that will keep on with specific discontinued items. Like, the other day, Koshe was telling me about how in South Korea, they still have, like, the original recipe Oreo O's cereal. Like, because we have it still in the United States, but they changed the recipe. But they have the OG recipe version in South Korea. Not sure how that works out, but, you know. I am not one to question deposits of gold in an otherwise barren wasteland. So I could have sworn I was able to get up here somehow. Yeah, well. Ah, boy. And now I need to wait for him to, like, go outside and do his fucking morning exercises or some shit. Oh yeah, no, he's just picking shit up. Evaluating. I'm not moving a fucking muscle. Because that fucking dog is still there. Alright. Again, it is just like, what if Farfel the dog were vanilla flavored? I hate it. Alright, so... Let's see. Alien Dictionary 1. This is worthless. Also worthless. Good Vessel Seeds. I was tempted to sell it, but I wasn't sure if I should, but on Koshei's recommendation, I will go ahead. Starseed. Going to mint. Seed. I'll keep at least one of these in case it is important. You only need the seeds for a side kiss, not a story important kiss. Okay. So I have most of these. Now let me go ahead and buy this motherfucker. Oh, so it actually keeps all the shit. And alright, that's good to know, actually. Yeah, no, I need fucking $6,000 ASAP if I want to get this computer. I need that and a frying pan. God. But yeah, no, like, because I wasn't making much progress, this stream effectively turned into a podcast for a hot minute, Koshei. This goes to show how fucking lost I am without you, I suppose. But I do hope that you're doing alright. Let's see. Let's see, how long have I been going? I could probably go for at least another half hour. I need to figure fucking something out. Like, I still have yet to conquer... Oh, well, speak of the devil. Alright. So I save stated. Well, I think that's probably going to go the way it did last time, so let me... Ah, damn. There we go. Alright. I did not expect to get that on the second try, admittedly. Hey, I have successfully hooked up with Space Gandhi. And I do believe that's the officially the worst statement that I've ever said on stream. I've officially hooked up with Space Gandhi. Alright. How much is that? Yeah, I mean, $80. Okay. Nothing to sneeze at. Even with the size of his schnoz. Let me recover some health and log in my kisses. My abhorrent old man kisses. Because I think the next goal for me was around 7 or 8 kisses. Son is successfully kissed for the first time, for the umpteenth time. You also grind and go trash diving and so. I mean, that is also a distinct possibility, but more often than not, I just dig up hunks of shit that take away my hearts. I mean, I can give it a shot. I can spam my save states. Okay, so 5 more kisses. Shit's still worth it. I mean, I guess that's fair. But I can only do that so much. Alright. But yeah, I mean, I suppose I am at the point where I do need to start digging through trash. Dumpster dive, go to sleep, dumpster dive, go to sleep. I mean, there's an easy analog for the bump and grind of late stage capitalism in there. Alright. Making my way downtown, walking fast. Oh yeah, I officially found out what's in here. As if on cue. But yeah, I had no idea until tonight that this was all in here. It's a nice little hideaway. Guiding you from beyond and you mock my mercy. I mean, is it mercy if you're pointing me towards more shit? Alright. Time to roll those fucking dice. There we go. Alright, so. Attempt 2 electric boogaloo. Oh, shit! Well, got it in 2. Dead cicada? Well, I mean, not bad. Yeah, I'm just spam saving every time I get something that isn't literal shit. Alright. And I mean, is it kind of scummy what I'm doing? Yes, but it also gets me through the game faster. Someone brings a buggy between. Yeah, this community garbage dump, so please do not do it. Lifelong cleaning. I mean, I would imagine of all the places, like, to leave a bucket of filth, the community garbage dump, I guess you would call this, would be the place to leave it. Maybe I'm missing something. Bugs are for another side kiss quest. Another character will ID them for you. Alright, well, I will not sell the bug then. I do know that I need the frying pan, so that's one more thing I needed. I got the frying pan, and I got the 3rd fucking alien dictionary. All I need now is the fucking computer. So let me just quickly in-game save to make sure that's locked in. Again, Pops, if you could maybe not take a distinct interest in my bowel movements, that would be greatly appreciated. Check your mailbox sometimes if you have. I think I checked it all of once during this whole playthrough, so I probably should. It's long overdue. Shabby mailbox. There's a letter. Dear Logician, it was nice to meet you. I've decided to leave for Peru. Good luck to both of us. Pinch Poncho. Damn. Have you been? I have a confession to make. I bought a film can at an antique shop, but I lost it when I fell into the manure container. Oh! Miss Clam. I remember her. My hometown right now. Everyone here is talking about you. I hear people call you Lady Killer nowadays. You seem to be doing well. Aw, Chopper. I feel like I am wasting all of these recoveries. Nothing. Okay. Well, I mean... Now let me... save here. Empty? Of course it's empty. So was there anything else over here? No. There will probably be more once time passes. Well, that's good to know. Alright. It's empty. Okay. So unfortunately, finding things to sell and there was a bit of a bust, but at least we got some important items. Oh yeah, Koshe, I forgot to mention, I got blindsided by a monkey twice, in this stream. Once in the Scarecrow Field, well actually twice in the Scarecrow Field, and once in that tunnel. So, I don't know what that monkey's deal is, but, it is a rogue element at play, apparently. I'm trying to think if there are any other kisses I can try and shoot for. I'm sure... Yeah, I'm sure it's nothing at all. Go buy one from the machine. Oh yeah! I need to buy a funny soda. Or cola. I guess tonight's stream is a shopping episode. Funny cola. Yep, there we go. Alright. Alright. What do you need the funny cola for? Well, according to this... you need a can of funny cola, so go buy from the machine near the bathhouse. For the last item, you need to buy some micro gum from Mrs. Plum's snack shop. Once you bought the gum, fill the small crack between the snack shop and the police station. You'll need to chew the micro gum at the crack at 5 p.m. as the chime... Jesus fucking Christ. It's like... This is Takeshi's challenge levels of fucking... like impossibly detailed solutions to problems you don't even know exist. Do not consume. Yeah, I had no intention of consuming it. I had a feeling it was going to be like a fucking story relevant thing. Oh shit, god damn it. Oh, this is why we do save states. Snack shop, can I... Why am I... Oh, there we go. Doors. Alright, so... Is it micro gum? Jesus, that's expensive. Alright. Alright. Oh god damn it. Alright. I am Audi 500. Alright, so what was it again? So let me try chewing the gum. Let's see here. I might go back to a previous save, but I see here. Once you've bought the gum, find the small crack between the snack shop and the police station. You need to chew the microgum at the crack as the chime rings. Damn. If done correctly, you'll receive Alien Dictionary 4. Alright, damn, so... Need to wait for the chime. That doesn't sound like a chime, but I can give it a try. Forgot that there's a difference between eat and use. Nope, I think I fucked up somewhere. Well. Yeah, because it says 5 p.m. It says to chew it when there's a chime. And it said 5 p.m. specifically. So maybe I just missed it? Yeah, that does not sound like a chime to me. Need to chew the microgum at the crack at 5 p.m. as the chime rings. If done correctly, you'll see Alien Dictionary 4. Yeah, that's not a chime either. Another guide I'm seeing is 5:05 p.m. Well, I mean, one way to find out. So, they want 5:05, so I might have to just book it. Oh! Okay. I guess that's why they call it micro gum. Interesting that the side effects are contingent on where I chew it, but, you know, not going to complain because it moved things forward. Don't look at him, 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 don't look at him. I'm just going to go back to my house and take a save dump. Alright. So yeah, literally I think the only thing I'm missing now is the computer. I have all the fucking dictionaries. And what a wonderful game. Alright, so let's see here. Four. After collecting all the items in Long Life Town, head over to Worldly Desire Temple. I didn't ask you, Zelda. Granted, all you know is worldly desires, but I digress. Yeah, don't you take that sassy tone of voice with me? Oh. No, Zelda, it's not cancel culture. You just can't say that. Let her speak? And break the terms of service? I think not. Hey. Oh, damn. Don't we have a lot to say? What? What? The conch is yours. Speak or forever hold your fucking tongue. Hey. What? I see you. Oh. You know, I don't think that translates to a microphone. Just flopping your doughy ass onto the floor. No, I don't care if you're looking cute. You need to have substance to your message. What does this look like? Mixer? Oh. Ah, that's all the way in my flesh. Hey. Yeah. Oh no, you're here now. You wanted attention, you got it. I'm not sure if you can hear her purring. Okay, that is an entire asshole. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to call you out. She enjoys when I play her like a drum, chat. Give him all the fat ass he could want, and he yell at me. Zelda, if you could be so kind as to avoid dipping your tail in my drink, that'd be appreciated. John Bermuda Schwartz! Hey. Hey, yeah, I'm talking to you. You said the world is mine. Your ass said Zekai De. Speak up or shut up. See what I have to work with, chat? Fucking prima donna, I swear. Oh my god. This is content. If nothing else, this is something that is going on a video on the internet that people will watch. Potentially, anyway. Oh my god. How bad did you get me? Lisa, for a little context, Zelda is an older cat, and so she can't make the leaps and bounds she could once before when she was a spry little kitten. And so she had a bit of an awkward lunge up into my lap, during which she anchored her claws into my fucking chest and stomach like she were fucking mountain climbing. At one point, it felt like her claws were stuck in me, and she was having difficulty prying them out. Yeah, I'm calling your fucking shit out. Hey, answer for your crimes. How do you plead? Yeah, I'm talking to you. That's your answer to everything. Flopping over. I am aware that you lack any bones to be fully charged to the full extent of the law. But I digress. I'm not going to let you get by on a loophole. Hey. Bitch tits. Yeah, I'm talking to you. What do you have to say for yourself? Smelda. Pazuzu! Alright, you can fucking put your paws up as much as you want. But I know you. I know the real you. Deep down. The hardened criminal that you are. Sorry, chat. Highly important. Crucial business that needed to be tended to. You understand, I'm sure. Oh my god. Damn, you got me good. Jesus Christ. I might actually need a band-aid for that shit. Streaming chicken. Oh god. What have you done, Koshe? Like I said, terms of service. I will leave that to your imagination. Alright. Well, on that most delightful of notes, I think, given the time, I can safely call it there. For as little genuine progress as I did make, I can at least take pride in, well, making any progress without Koshei's help. Though I still needed help for it. But I digress. I was able to do something. And I suppose it's better than nothing. And actually, while I have the opportunity, let me just... There we are. I've been hyping them up the whole stream, but if you aren't already following Koshei, again, incredible artist and composer and one of my best friends in the world on top of being my partner. Highly recommend checking out their channel and their music and their animations or art. Well, I mean, it's more in the sense of animatics with the mobile stuff, but I digress. It's still quality stuff, though I'm somewhat biased in that they will occasionally make me birthday presents of animatics and the like, but, you know, hey, that's the privilege of dating one of the coolest people on the fucking planet. Ha 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 ha. Anyway, thank you all so very much for tuning in tonight. It genuinely means a lot. I will be back tomorrow with some Tamagotchi Life. Knowing my dumbass, I'm probably gonna be playing more Voices of the Void after this until the break of dawn when I get the opportunity, but that is neither here nor there. I hope you have a restful and relaxing start to your weekend, and until the next time, come to a stream prepared. Try not to fucking ad-lib your way through being entertaining. Yeah, I think it's time to call it here. Always remember to fucking think. God damn it.